Hi trainers, Orphic Tempest is back. Happy New Year, thanks for sticking around. We are almost at 200 subscribers. I just wanted to thank you all so much for the support. And let's get into today's video. So this is the team that's got me to expert. Please, these are the battles I had this morning, which took me up all the way to expert, but the past couple of days I have been struggling in the 2500 2600 range because I have been misplaying this team, but today it looks like I was able to finally focus and play the team really well. So we've got Abomasnow double ghost, obviously because Poliwrath is very common in both the Great League and the Ultra League, and I feel like the buff to Skull was unnecessary. The increase in damage and the fact that it now does 50% more was just unnecessary. It has become almost a plague in all of the leagues, and I'm hoping that in the next season they reverted back to what it was, because it was the same as the main series games, and I honestly don't know why they had to do that. But anyway, so let's get into the team. I did 2 sets with this team this morning and I hit experts, and I really enjoyed this team. Again, I'm using Skeledash because Skeledash is just amazing, and Skeledash most of the time is going to be your safe switch in this regard. So yeah, so this is the first match. It was a pretty good matchup. Abomasnow is already breaking this core with the Swampert and the Giratina, so we are good. Opponent concedes, and let's get into the next match. Alright, so you guys can just leave a comment. I am gradually kind of finding my way around things, and I have kind of trying to improve on my editing skills, so hopefully I become better at this as we move along. Alright, so going into the next match, they were leading into Dragonite. They switched into Cobolian, so I quickly go into my Skeledash, and I think when I switched out, I was thinking that, oh flip, this might be double steal with Registeel in the back, so I'm hoping it wasn't. It isn't a Registeel in the back because now my best counter to Registeel is here, and it's virtually dead. It's now in the red. Okay, so here comes the Dragonite. We're able to get to the Disarming Voice. We get a shield, but they're staying in. Okay, and in the back is actually our own Skeledash, so yeah, this is game over. So that was quick. Good. Okay, so let's go into the next match. So yeah, this I didn't edit any of my sets. I had a lot of really good leads. So here's another great lead, Gliscor. So they are staying in. That means they're probably weak to Abomasnow in the back. Abomasnow, I feel like, is a Pokemon that people have really forgotten about, and it broke a lot of teams when I was using it. Just that I before this I was misplaying a lot of games. So luckily this Gliscor isn't running Aerial Ace, so we can tank the Night Slashes. They don't get a boost, which is good. In the back is a Jelly. So again, Abomasnow is great here. So I'm going to stay in. I throw my first Energy Ball. They shield, and I think I shield here because I want to at least get this Energy Ball off. Okay, so my my Jellicent is running Bubble. I feel like Bubble does help a bit with the fire types, a bit more with the fire types, and then the normal types as well. So we're able to get to the last move here, which is the Icy Wind. We're not going to, yeah. So I then quickly pivot into my Jellicent. We can tank a Shadow Ball, so I don't have to shield this, so this is fine. And we're going to Bubble this all the way down. So yeah, Bubble, the reason I'm running Bubble is because I have so I did discuss with one of my Gym Breakers mates, and I felt like Bubble was the best move. It can, does the extra damage against the normal types, and it helps much better with the fire types as well. So that's why I'm running Bubble. Tentacruel, Poliwrath, a bit of an issue, but because of the ghost typing, you will resist ghost, the dual water ghost typing, you will resist most of the moves. From those Pokemon. Now this was a big mistake from the opponent. They quickly pivoted into the Gliscor, and we're going to farm the Gliscor all the way down, and we win CNP here. We're going to throw out Disarming Voice and bye Guzzlord. So again, Abomasnow could have taken out that entire team. Alright, so going into the next match, we've got Abomasnow into Dragonite, so another great lead. So opponent switches immediately into Registeel, so this is great. So I know that, again, we've got the alignment that we need. We can tank a Zap Cannon, which is fine. So I'm going to, after the Zap Cannon, I'm going to throw one more Incinerate and throw my Shadow Ball here. So again, I was running Skeledirge and Jellicent because I wanted to get used to my 5-turn and 3-turn moves, and I felt this was the best approach to practice my moves. So I shield this, and we're going to farm this all the way down, which is fine. So we are down 1 shield, but we've got 2 Disarming Voices. So I'm going to go straight. Oh yeah, so they come into the Tapu Fini. I go straight for the Shadow Ball. So yeah, I did take my time to make sure that it was going to be the right Pokemon that was going to come in. So we're able to make it to our second Shadow Ball. They shield, and this is looking really, really good for us. Right, so they Water Gun us all the way down, but that's fine. In comes our Jelly. Jelly can tank 2 Moonblasts. So here's the first Moonblast, which we tank pretty comfortably. And wait, okay, so I don't wait. Okay, so we throw the Shadow Ball here. What does the opponent do? They don't shield, and then we just go, yeah. Just pivot straight away into Abomasnow. Opponent knows that is over, and that is a GG. Alright, so going into the next game. Yeah, so I really just enjoyed this Abomasnow. Abomasnow was really fun to use. Again, another great lead. Giratina, tasty lead. Again, they've got Registeel in the back, and we've got Skeledirge to counter. So again, same play like we did last time. We're going to tank the Zap Cannon, throw. Okay, so we did get that attack debuff. Throw 1 Incinerate, and then we're going to throw the Shadow Ball. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. An opponent shields. Alright, so this is fine for me. Okay, so we're able to make it to our next Shadow Ball. Alright, will the opponent shield? Okay, they don't shield, but I'm going to expend a shield here, and I think we can Incinerate all the way down and leave with the move, which is fine. And we don't get another attack debuff, which is great, because we'll be able to Incinerate down before they get to a move. Alright, and what will the opponent decide to bring in? They bring in their Giratina, so I do 1 more Incinerate, and then we're going to throw my Shadow Ball right here. Doesn't get the shield, and I make a mistake here. I should have gone, yeah, I was panicking a bit, thought I was going to make it to the Shadow Ball, but yeah, Shadow Ball probably would have taken it out. And in the back is a Talonflame, and this is a GG. This is game over. Alright, so I'm not going to shield anything. If it's the Brave Bird, they're going to be debuffed with defense, double debuffed with defense, but it ends up being a fly, and we can tank too, so this is fine. Right, good. So I'm going to throw. I think I let this go, yeah, because we can survive this. And then I'll throw 1 more bubble and then throw the Surf. This should take out the Talonflame. And yep, and then we get to another Surf, and then this should take out the Giratina. Alright, another GG. So yeah, I didn't edit any of these battles, but I mean, I guess I just had a really good morning, right? Good. Okay, so that is our first one, and we get a 5-0. Alright, good. So going into the second set, we've got Abomasnow again. Great leads, right? Dragonite. So this is tasty, very, very tasty. So they come into their Skeledirge, and this is fine. So they are now at the, okay, so they're farming up a bit. So they're at 4 Incinerates now. That's 80 energy. So we throw a Surf here, they shield. Okay, so now they're at 100 energy. And I decided to call this. Ends up being the Disarmable, so that was great for us. Okay, so they throw one Incinerate, I throw one more bubble, and then I'm going to throw this Surf here. I think this should take out the... Okay, it doesn't take it out. Alright, that's fine. But we are almost at our next... we are actually at the next Surf, so I'm going to shield this. Ends up being the Disarming Voice, but I decided to throw my Surf away immediately to take out the Skeledirge. Now the opponent's got 0 shields, and we are looking pretty comfortable here, right? So let's see. Alright, so they come back into their Dragonite, and we are going straight for the Shadow Ball, but great counting on my opponent's side. They're going to take us out before we get to the Shadow Ball. And this is like game over, yeah. So in the back is a Talonflame. Oh, so this is... Wait, this is Dragonite Double Fire? Oh, this was a team I was kind of running. Okay, I mean, yeah, I tried this team like later on in the season. Earlier on in the season, sorry. So I didn't even notice that. Cool. I'm happy that somebody is using this team. Alright, good. Okay, so able to shield that, and then I think, yeah, we'll Incinerate the Talonflame all the way down. We've got a Disarming Voice. And this doesn't KO the Dragonite, but one more Incinerate, we're able to make it to our last Disarming Voice and take out the Dragonite. So that is another GG. Well played. Right, so yeah, I had a lot of fun with this team. Abomasnow just really breaking a lot of teams currently. Alright, good. So, okay, alright, so Sandslash leads are kind of the worst. So what I did there was I was just checking what the move was first. It ended up being the Shadow Claw. I did run into some Alolan Sandslashes that were running Powder Snow. So I just kind of checked the move first before switching out. So I switched into Jellicent this time. And we are met with a Mandibuzz, so this is looking pretty bad, but at least the bubble damage and the surf is adding up. The Mandibuzz is already almost at half health. Alright, so one more bubble and then we're throwing our next surf. So I want to get this as low as possible. And they're going to throw, before we get to our next surf, which is fine. This air race will take us out, and then I'm going to, do I decide to farm down with Abomasnow? Let's see. Yeah, I think that's the play I do. Just farm all the way down. Yeah. We're not going to shield Abomasnow because I feel like, yeah, we're just not going to shield Abomasnow. Alright, but this is fine. And then I am going into Skeledirge, but they are staying in. Okay, so this is definitely enough for the draw run, and they don't bait, which is great. And in the back is a Poliwrath. Alright, good. Okay, so the timers are misaligned, and I'm like, we probably have a possible win con here. Okay, so first Disarming Voice gets shielded, that's fine. Second Disarming Voice, I just wanted to throw immediately so that we don't get the debuff, that's why I threw on bad timing there. So I'm going to call this, ends up being the Icy Wind, which is great for us. So yeah, we've definitely got our win con here. Right, so I'm going to throw one more Incinerate and throw the Disarming Voice. And then, okay, so, oh yeah, this was pretty bad. This was pretty bad. So CAP tied on the move there, but I decided to let it go. And we're just going to, yeah, that's it. So we Incinerate this all the way down, and I know that I'm going to win CAP over the Poliwrath. So this is a GG. Oh man, it was so tempting to shield the Abomasnow there with the Energy Ball, but that was the right play, letting it go. Skeledirge ended up sweeping there, so good game, GG. Alright, good, so next match. Okay, so I threw this game, so I know that this is the Mandibuzz Jelly line. So what I do here is I'm going to shield the first launch. I will then throw one more Powder Snow, and then I will throw the Icy Wind for good timing. And I'm hoping to get a shield here, but the opponent doesn't shield. And I'm like, what? So I'm going to catch the next lunge on my Skeledirge to bait out either of the Pokemon, right? It doesn't really matter. Okay, and they end up bringing the Mandibuzz, which is probably better for me, so that this is not aligned on the jelly. Alright, so here's the first Disarming Voice coming through. They won't shield. They're building up a lot here. This Dark Pulse won't take us out. So here comes the Dark Pulse. Does a lot of damage, but we are still able to survive. But now the opponent can farm us all the way down, right? Okay, so here they farm us down, which is fine. So I come into Abomasnow and I'm going to tap on my Icy Wind because we're in CAP. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. Alright, so they end up shielding, which is fine. So I'm going to let this go. Let's see what they do. Okay, so they go Dark Pulse, which is also fine as well. They come back into the Galvantula, and we're going to get rid of this Galvantula immediately by throwing the Icy Wind, which is fine. And this is the mistake I do. So I make a terrible mistake here. This was absolutely bad on my part. I go for the Icy Wind bait, the opponent ends up not shielding, and this is what cost me the game. Yeah, so that was terrible play from me. I should have just gone straight for the Energy Ball, but that's fine. So a Shadow Ball takes us out, and now they can just switch out and reset their debuff. Yeah. So this doesn't really matter. I think maybe I should have done one more bubble for the extra energy. They end up shielding, but this doesn't really matter. Yeah. This doesn't really matter. Yeah, I end up overfarming them, which is bad, but that's fine. So we throw, this is game over. So we throw the surf here, but we're like really low. I think one Hex will take us out. Yeah, I should have just gone straight for the Energy Ball. That was the play. Alright, going into the next match, we've got Abomasnow into Tentacle. Okay, so this is horrible. So what I do is go straight into Skeledash and they come into Guzzlord. Okay, so this is actually not too bad, right? So all I need to do is, if I'm able to get one Disarming Voice off on the Guzzlord, then I am good. I can shield once and then farm down. So I'm going to shield here, ends up being the Crunch, which is a good shield. So I'm going to throw this Disarming Voice immediately. And it hits. Okay, and this is just great. So we're going to shield this from the... So that Incinerator has already gone through. That should take out the Guzzlord. Okay, one more takes out the Guzzlord, and this is looking really, really good, right? So hoping they bring in the Tentacruel, and they do, and they make an amazing catch onto their double. So what I decided to do here is I'm going to build back up to the Shadow Ball, and we're going to switch into pivot back into the Abomasnow because it's virtually useless now. Alright, so they're not throwing their hard-hitting moves, so I'm assuming that they're probably running Wild Charge, right? But that is just my take. So we make it to our first Icy Wind, and they shield, so this is fine. So now we're both down shields, so this is perfect, right? I am very comfortable with this. The Body Slam doesn't take us out, and they quickly pivot into their Tentacruel, so this is fine. Now I'm hoping that we don't get any Scald debuffs, because this Scald thing is just annoying. So the first Scald, we don't get any debuff, which is great. So this is kind of another disadvantage with the bubble variant of Jellicent. You do resisted damage on the Tentacruel and the Poliwrath, but with the buff to the bubble, I think it's pretty fine. And we're lucky again, we don't get any attack debuff here. So this is looking pretty nice for us. Okay, so I'm expecting a switch out. So what I do here is, I throw the Surf. I don't know if they would have been in Disarming Voice, but we do a combo play, which is fine. So this is going to take out the double. And and it's game over. So GG, well played. So I was pretty worried that it was going to be Greedent. Greedent is a bit difficult to play with. I have seen that team a bit before. Alright, good. So I make a bit of a mistake here. I stayed way too long with Abomasnow. I switched out way too late, but that's fine. So judging by that, I realized that we can tank another Earthquake. So here comes a fresh Shadow Ball. Let's see what the opponent does. They shield, which makes sense because I switched out so late. Alright, so we're going to throw again. I'm trying to throw on good timing. So I think I shield this, ends up being another Earthquake. So I do one more bubble and I'm going to go straight for the Shadow Ball here, which is fine. The opponent does not shield, which is great. And so because of the late switch out, this is another Earthquake, but I think we survive it, and we do, and we're able to make it to our last Shadow Ball, which ends up getting shield, and this is fine, right? So we've got all of the shields down from the opponent, so I decided to come in Skeledash, and we are going to Incinerate all the way down and shield the incoming Earthquake. So they're probably expecting that I was going to try and catch them, but nope. That's why they paused. So we're able to Incinerate down, beautiful. So I do one more Incinerate, and then I wait a bit, and we throw the Disarming Voice here, and then I throw this immediately, but they switch into Poliwrath. I saw that switch, and this is fine, right? This is absolutely fine. So what do I do here? Okay, yeah, so I throw this Disarming Voice immediately, and I think I pivot into Abomasnow because they are definitely not running Dynamic Punch. And Scald and Icy Wind are okay, so they throw the Scald, we don't get the attack debuff, and they realize it's game over. So GG. So it ends up being the 5-0. Was it 4-1 or 5-0? Yeah, 4-1 that we get, that takes us to Experts. So thank you so much for watching. I am back, and you're going to see more uploads from me. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.